my name is Ryan Lane, and welcome to my review channel. So, for today's movie, I will be reviewing Past Lives, written and directed by Celine Song and starring Greta Lee, Teo Yu, and John Magaro. So, Nora, played by Greta Lee, and Haesung, played by Teo Yu, are childhood friends living out their days going to school and walking each other back home in Seoul, Korea. Anyway, their friendship is interrupted when Nora and her family suddenly move out to Canada. Anyway, what follows next is a 2 decade plus story in which the two will attempt to reconnect and reconcile the differences that kept them, and continue to, keep them apart. So the screenplay does a great job of giving its primary trio of performers three-dimensional characterization to work with. It also gives them subtext-rich dialogue that enables them to raise the emotional stakes of any given scene without resorting to histrionics. Like, you will never see anyone get visibly angry, but you can tell just with their dialogue. This film is definitely a masterclass in subtle performances and just what you can do with a few choice words rather than yelling out dialogue. It's very well done in that respect. The screenplay also highlights the cultural differences and how, for as much as they can separate us, they can also bring people closer together. And it does all of this, and it highlights all of this without succumbing to the broad stereotypes that lesser films might have. The film also insightfully dramatizes what one can gain and what one can also lose when they immigrate to a new country. So the main trio of performances are excellent. Greta Lee is great as Nora, a woman who, despite having a strong connection to, not necessarily crush per se, to Haesung, wants to continue pursuing her writing career in America. Teo Yu is also great as Haesung, a man who is an idealist and, despite feeling inadequacies about himself, still wants to reconnect with Nora. And then there's Arthur, who's played by John Magaro. He is really good as Nora's husband, and he does a really good job of portraying how he feels conflicted by the love he feels for her, while also feeling sort of inadequate and that he might potentially be holding her back in life. And this is all in despite of the fact that they are, all things being equal, reasonably successful people. Nora's an employed playwright, and he is an author who is able to have book signings. So it really does highlight just how, despite feeling successful, that's, one can still feel inadequate. I really like how it highlighted that there. So the cinematography is very strong, and it enhances the storytelling, and it expertly uses tools ranging from rack focus to long, wide, unbroken takes to tell the story. The camera expertly uses reflections and long wide shots to highlight the isolation of the characters, and it also uses framing within framing to highlight the characters acquiring companionship with one another. There's one brilliant shot in which Nora is conked out in a building, and it shows a taxi coming in with the new character Arthur, and it has her on her bed, while it also shows the taxi coming into frame within the window frame. So great shot there, and a metaphor for their relationship. Very well done there. The cinematography also benefits especially from on-set shooting in Seoul and New York, with New York especially feeling like its own character. The on-set shooting helps emphasize the naturalistic performances while also lending depth to the world surrounding the characters. It was just fun looking at all the background characters just going about their lives. It really does make the city feel alive, unlike, other movies where New York feels more like set dressing rather than an actual place where people go about their lives. So yeah, I really appreciated that. So, thanks to confident direction, beautiful cinematography, and great performances, Past Lives tells a compelling multi decade drama that transcends cliche. And so, with all that in mind, I will be giving Past Lives 4.5 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. If you like this review and would like to see more like it, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And for today's comment section prompt of the day, what is your favorite film set in and shot in New York and why?